Another day, another scandal. Did Raquel Leviss just get dropped by her publicist for lying? You prostitution whore! Let's get into it, guys.
Oh,
Let's
hi,
go.
it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in.
I feel like I can't keep up. Every day it's like another not even a single headline, another series of headlines. So now Raquel Leviss is blasting her cash. She has sent out attorney's letters. Her parents are now apparently involved. And she's still together with Sandoval. Like every day, it's something new. Guys, just a reminder: if you want to get your Team Ariana shirts, you can get them at justplainzack.com. Justplainzack.com/shop. You can use code Rachel. Use code Rachel for 20% off this week only. They're selling fast, so I'd suggest if you want one, snag it now, and you can have it in time for the reunion. Team Ariana shirts. Justplainzack.com/shop. Use code Rachel for 20% off. Okay, so where do we begin? I feel like I've just been going live like every day because the news and the drama has just continued to unfold. So apparently, according to Demois, Rachel has been dropped by her PR team, who I believe is the same PR team that was formerly representing Erica Jane. I believe Jack is the one, from what I remember in her Instagram bio over the weekend. I believe he was the contact that was listed as her PR contact. And this is coming after she was formerly represented by Tom Sandoval's PR, which is Garage PR. Garage PR, I believe, they rep a bunch of reality stars, but they repped both Sandoval and Schwartz, and it seemed like they were also representing Raquel until very recently she changed her bio to then say that Jack was her publicist, and now she's since removed all of those contacts from her Instagram bio, and now it's being reported that her PR team dropped her because of inconsistencies in her story, i.e. the black eye. So remember how I was telling you, because I don't like to spill that low budget tea, and Rachel and her sister were trying to put this story out there that Sheena clocked her, which I said is not true. Sheena did not hit her. There is no black eye. Apparently, the PR team found out there is really no black eye, and it doesn't appear that, this is all according to Demois, and it does not appear that she was physically clocked in the face in some sort of way. Again, no low budget tea. So as of this morning, TMZ reported that the Vanderpump Rules cast has received new letters from Rachel's attorney, and they are citing revenge porn, and they want the cast members to not circulate the FaceTime video that Ariana found last week. So, brief recap: last Wednesday at Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras concert, Raquel found a video on Tom Sandoval's phone. We now know that that was a FaceTime recording of an intimate session between Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss. I guess they were doing some naughty FaceTiming. In that, Tom Sandoval had screen grabbed their session, I guess, so he could save it later. She was putting all her phalanges all up in her little Bambi, and that's what Ariana found. So it sounds like Ariana maybe had sent that to her own phone. It's possible that she sent that to Sheena's phone, because we know that Sheena and Raquel had it out in New York right after Watch What Happens Live that same night, when they had all started to find out about the affair, which had been going on for about 6 or 7 months at this point. So now her attorneys are sending all of the cast members letters saying that the video was recorded without her consent. Therefore, if they distribute that video in any shape or form, it would be considered revenge porn, and they can take legal action against them. It's interesting because we know that there was the PR strategy that leaked over the weekend, right? Saying that Raquel was going to go and turn on Sandoval and say that he recorded the FaceTime without her consent, and that he was manipulating her and taking advantage of her and all of this stuff, right? Well, now it appears she's standing by Sandoval, but she wants to make sure that the video does not go out. So let's be very clear that the revenge porn claim is not against Sandoval. As of right now, it doesn't look like there's any sort of action being taken against Tom. It looks like the only action is being threatened towards the cast members that are in possession of the video. So the letter, according to TMZ, is asking the cast to delete the video, to not distribute the video, because if they share it in any way, it is revenge porn. My understanding, and listen, this is a better question for Emily D. Baker. My understanding is that it's only considered revenge porn if it's posted publicly, like if it's posted on the internet and distributed for like the masses to consume, and it's, you know, some sort of revenge. There's a way that they're like trying to get back at her. I mean, I would think maybe this would be like a copyright issue, because she's the person, like Tom Sandoval and Raquel would technically, there would be ownership between the two of them in terms of who owns the video, that the cast would not be allowed to share it because they don't own the copyright. I don't know. It's very messy and tricky because none of this is public, right? It's only being distributed privately. But again, I don't know the details of revenge porn law. However, that's what they're claiming, that if, I mean, it's a bit of a stretch to me, that argument. I think it's more just bark and not really any bite, because Raquel doesn't want the video to leak online. She doesn't want anybody to come in possession of it. If the video does leak online in some way, shape, or form, because of the nature of the video, that is possible that they then can go after the person that posted it online for revenge porn. I believe they can also go after them for copyright. That's what Khloe Kardashian was doing. Remember when there was that awful photo of her that MJ, supposedly her grandmother MJ, posted on the internet, on Instagram, and then her assistants were going after all the accounts that were resharing the video, saying that, you know, it was a copyright violation because they don't own the right to that photo, and Khloe is the copyright owner, blah, 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 right? So it's interesting, but it doesn't appear that she's broken off things with Tom Sandoval, because everyone's like, oh my God, see, now she's claiming revenge porn and sending out letters. That means that she's following the PR strategy, which is not true, because the PR strategy was specifically targeting Tom Sandoval. And as of Saturday night, Tom Sandoval was at her apartment, and production sources close to production have come out and claimed that there's a photo of Tom at Raquel's apartment. And I believe like in the parking lot, entering the doors or whatever. And so that photo, sources close to production are claiming, was taken after they had already wrapped filming of Vanderpump Rules for the day. So apparently Tom Sandoval and Raquel have been filming together, but at the time that photo was taken, production had already wrapped for the day. So he went back to Raquel's apartment, which seemingly tells me they're probably on good terms. Furthermore, according to Demois, her parents, Raquel's parents, are the ones that retained this attorney, and they are trying to get involved and trying to like help clean up this mess for her. They want to go after, according to Demois, they want to go after Tom Sandoval for recording the FaceTime. Apparently, Raquel is fighting back on that. I don't know if I believe that he recorded this without her consent, as much as I believe that that is a very convenient statement to make in terms of trying to threaten the cast to not distribute it, right? Trying to play the victim, then like, come on, you really think Tom Sandoval is going to secretly record their FaceTime video? Like, I'm pretty sure they've sent each other nudes. I'm pretty sure they've sent each other naughty videos. If you're FaceTiming, then you know that they're like, I don't believe that it was done without her consent or without her knowledge, and she feels violated in any way. I believe she's still very much into Tom. This sounds like something her parents are trying to get ahead of. And it sounds like another way that they're trying to make Raquel into the victim, rather than somebody that's a grown adult that was complicit in participating in this secret 7-month-long affair. Curious what you guys think. She did it to herself. Yeah, I agree. I think it's super convenient. She's such a victim player. Yeah, it feels like right now she's really playing the victim. Totally agree. We teach kids this. Why does the entitled little girl think rules don't apply to her? Her true colors are showing. It just feels like there's a lot of victimhood here, right? Like she's trying to make it seem like she has, like she was taken advantage of, like, or that seems to be the narrative. And again, I get it. If now we're seeing that this is being paid for by her parents, and her parents are the ones that are trying to get ahead of this for her, that makes more sense. And I would understand how a PR crisis firm may want to immediately start to position her as a victim. However, I feel like if anything, the best strategy that I've seen from most PR crisis firms is to just go silent. Go dead, don't talk about it, don't address it. Let's just kind of lay low for a bit and then resurface when the time is right. Raquel is an adult. Yeah, exactly. A grown adult. Maybe Tom can teach her what deflection is now. If she goes down the victim route, it will upset many people. Such bad PR. I don't know if that's her PR's recommendation or if that's her parents' decision. Dude, record it or not. What she did was wrong. How is she going to get around the fact? That's my things. It's like what she did was wrong. She was literally FaceTiming with her good friends boyfriend of 9 years. Like, that's the bigger thing in this rather than your boyfriend was recording you on FaceTime. Like, if anything, she's more just embarrassed that she got caught rather than she's upset about the fact that he recorded this. If she's still close to him and she's still seeing him and he's still coming into her apartment late at night and they're still having fun together, then I don't believe that she really feels victimized by him. Nor do I want to believe this narrative. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm curious what you guys think about this whole narrative that Tom Sandoval is like this predator and he's trying to manipulate all these girls, and that he manipulated Ariana because she was previously in an abusive relationship before she got with Tom, and so he took advantage of that in order to build a relationship with her, and now he's doing that with Raquel. I don't know. I don't like when grown adults are complicit in something and then try to deflect and not take accountability for their bad actions. I can see a way for Rachel to come out of I can't see a way for Rachel to come out of this on top. I don't know if it's that she can't come out of this on top. Again, I've said that my strategy for them, I believe, should always be the Spencer and Heidi of it all. Just lean into it, become reality TV villains, convince us that the love is so strong that you couldn't help but not be together. And that's why you put all your eggs in this basket. Just watch, they're coming to the reunion together like true narcissists. Yeah, I believe at this point, that's the only route that they can take, is to be like, listen. And from what I've heard, it sounds like Tom Sandoval is not taking any real accountability from his face off with Ariana that happened over the weekend as well. It sounds like he was saying that the reason he had to have an affair with Raquel is because he was in a sexless relationship and the intimacy had fallen out and he didn't feel connected to Ariana anymore. And, you know, he didn't know how to tell Ariana that he was no longer, wanting to be with her, and that he had now been starting this affair with Raquel because the timing was always bad. And, she had just lost her grandmother. And then, he didn't want to spike her depression. And, he was just protecting her by hiding this affair because he didn't want to hurt her. Even though it sounds like they were going to out this affair at the reunion publicly. So that Tom and Raquel were going to publicly announce at the reunion is what it sounded like. It sounded like they were trying to tell Ariana before the reunion taped. That way, you know, it wouldn't be as big of a blow to her. And I think they were trying to recreate the moment from the last reunion of James and Raquel coming in and breaking off the engagement and letting that be this big, thing. We'll man up and have an adult conversation and break up. I agree. I mean, the fact, like, there's no excuse. The gaslighting is insane that he was just like, I don't even think it's that he was so much being a coward, because some people are like, he just didn't know how to face her. I really believe that about the Sheena. I hope the rumors about Sheena and Rachel are true. They're not true. I mean, yes, they did have words, but like I said, Sheena did not hit Rachel, which it sounds like is part of the reason her PR team has dropped her, is because they found out that there was no black eye and there were a lot of inconsistencies in the story that she was trying to give them. I don't believe that Tom Sandoval was afraid of breaking up with Ariana or that he was being a coward. I think he was testing both lanes, right? He was trying to see which one is going to go the distance. Is something really here with Raquel, or is it possible to come back together with Ariana? He had his cake and he was eating it too, right? He had Ariana and he was eating Raquel too. So it feels like he was just trying to see how long he could keep the ruse up, and then which one he was going to have to choose in the end. And then unfortunately, he didn't get to make that decision himself because Ariana found out about it. And from what I've heard, neither of them has any intention of reconciling. At this point, he's going full team Raquel and she is going, fully done with him. He's still living in their home. I'd assume they're not sleeping in the same bed. I'm pretty sure he's sleeping in like their guest house, but he's still technically living there. I'm a 61-year-old grandma, and Vanderpool and Housewives are my jam. I just love you to pieces and your awesome work. Aw, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Oh, let's get into this, okay? They're all dirty. They all cheated on each other. Why is it getting so much news? So let's break this down because this is a really interesting point that a lot of people keep making. Ariana, how you get them is how you lose them, and blah, 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 blah. I would say that the reason this is getting so much news is because this is the biggest and worst Vanderpump scandal. Well, actually, two things. I think Bravo, now that more celebrities are talking about becoming Bravo fans, I think more celebs have kind of taken Bravo and Housewives and Vanderpump into like more into a bigger pop culture sphere. So now it's become more culturally relevant, and the show's become a lot bigger after the Stassi, Kristen, Jack scandal that happened back in 2020. That like people know of Vanderpump Rules a lot more at this point. So the scandal's going to sell more than just the tabloids, right? Number one, Bravo's just become a lot more culturally relevant. And number two, I think the reason this scandal is so much bigger, because let's take it back to Tom and Ariana, right? And people are like, well, how she got him is how she lost him. Ariana was not best friends with Kristen. Um, Ariana didn't really know or care for Kristen, and her and Tom have maintained that they never had a sexual relationship, that it was more of an emotional affair that began between them until Kristen cheated with Jax, right? So it was an emotional affair that never went sexual until Tom officially broke things off with Kristen. They did admit to kissing in Vegas, but it wasn't like an ongoing affair, right? She had just lost her dad, not defending it. Cheating is still wrong, and I'm not defending it. I'm just giving the comparison of that situation versus this situation and why this one's different and much worse. She was going through, the grief of losing her father. Tom said that he was kind of like an emotional support system. They were friends, and then the friendship developed into something more. They weren't trying to keep it from Kristen. He did make out with her. I believe that he is a cheater, and I believe the Miami stories are true as well. Okay. So there's that. Then there's the Jackson Kristen thing. And they were like, well, Jackson Kristen were friends with Stassi and friends with Tom Sandoval, and they slept with each other's friends. Yes, but they were also very clear that that was just a sexual relationship. They only hooked up, and they only hooked up twice, and they wouldn't even kiss because kissing would imply that it became more intimate, right? So they were very clear that there was no intimacy in the Kristen and Jax hookup, and there was no, sexual nature between the Ariana and Tom situation that developed. That was more of an emotional affair. So now here we are all these years later. Tom has been with Ariana for 9 years. They bought a home together. They were settling down together. Raquel came into the group, and Ariana and Sheena were Raquel's biggest advocates, and Raquel became very close to both of them. So much so that Raquel has been doing all of this press recently, talking about how much she loves Ariana and Sheena and how much they welcomed her into the group, and how like she literally was lying to the press while she was keeping up this 7-month affair. And on top of that, she was using Schwartz as a decoy, telling people that she and Schwartz had a thing. So it was a lot deeper. It was a lot more insidious. It was an emotional affair. It was a physical affair. It was sexual. They were reportedly, hooking up in the house, in the back house, while Ariana was asleep in the bedroom. Like it's so much bigger and so much deeper. People are even trying to compare this to like Sheena, but like Sheena was with Eddie Cibrian, and Sheena's even come out and she's like, listen, I was with Eddie Cibrian, but I was one, not best friends with Brandy Glanville. And two, Eddie Cibrian had told me that he had left his wife. He told me that he and Brandy were broken up. So I believed him. So yeah, I was technically the mistress in this situation, but I didn't know he was still with his wife, So the situations are very, very different. Raquel knew that Sandoval and Ariana were still together. She saw them together on red carpets. She saw them make out. She would literally dance with Ariana at his concerts. Like it's so sick how much, how deep this went. He seems like a big old sketchy character with many flaws. Yeah, he is. Sheena should sue her sister for the slander if she didn't hit her. Um, well, the sister was very clear. So the hitting, punching black eye rumors were leaked anonymously. Her sister was only claiming that there was that somebody got physical with her. So her sister never named Sheena, and she never actually said, I Sheena punched Raquel. So that's where, it's hard to sue for slander, because all she claimed is that people had gotten physical with Raquel. So it was very vague. It was very ambiguous. It kind of alluded to maybe it was related to the rumors that Sheena punched Raquel, but those were anonymous leaked rumors. So sister was smart, right? Like whoever's leaking some of these things, it is a lot more calculated and it is smart. I honestly think Raquel has cognitive dissonance and truly believe that she was a good friend for people. So, yeah, to compartmentalize to that degree, and it's very dangerous, as we can see. Yeah, I believe that I think Tom Sandoval got caught up in the excitement of participating in an affair, right? I don't think Raquel was so much caught up in the excitement of it as much as she really believed that Sheena and Raquel were her friend. Like, I think she just was able to, like you said, compartmentalize it and was able to have her friendships and knew that at some point she would have to become honest about all of this. But it's just wild. Ariana selling feet pics to help Raquel fix her nose. I know, it's crazy. Tom's midlife crisis is crashing. I mean, is he even at midlife? Wouldn't blame Ariana if she bopped Raquel in the nose, right? She'd be like, I bought that nose. That's my nose. Let me fix it for you. That would be wild. I don't condone physical violence. YouTube, I am not condoning physical violence. That is not what I am saying at all. First time catching a live. I really like you. Thank you guys. Well, like I said, there are Team Ariana shirts available in the merch shop. That's justplainzack.com/shop. So you can go to justplainzack.com/shop and get your Team Ariana shirts. And if you use this week only, if you use code Rachel, then you will save 20%. So use code Rachel at justplainzack.com/shop. And don't forget to get your tickets to my live show in Philly with the Brav Bros. Those tickets are available at nofilterlive.com. We'll be doing the show around the time that the reunion and the finale are going to air, which I'm really excited about because the reunion tapes on March 23rd, right? Which means, and usually from when the reunion is taped to when the reunion airs, it's about 4 or 5 weeks, which tells me that if they're taping the reunion on March 23rd, then the reunion was set to air the last week of April or the first week of May. And so now we know they've ordered one more episode of Vanderpump Rules to cover all of this drama. So it looks like we're probably going to get the reunion about the first or second week of May. Which is right around the finale time, which is right around when I'm going to be doing my live show, No Filter Night Out in Philly at City Winery with the Brav Bros and some very special guests. So you can be damn sure that we're going to be talking about all of this. So get your tickets now at nofilterlive.com. That's nofilterlive.com. Is it true Raquel is a multimillionaire? I don't think Raquel is a multimillionaire. It's possible that her parents have money and she comes from money, but I don't think she would need to have to wait tables at SUR and sell feet pictures in order to get a second nose job, because she said that like she had to save up money to get her first nose job and then it was botched and oh yeah, mamma mia. Before this happened, anyone else think Vanderpump Rules was on its way out? No, not at all. I think this season you need a Sandoval t-shirt image of Tom and Rachel's face with the lightning bolt down the middle. Oh my God, could you imagine? That would be crazy. And I don't know if anybody would actually buy that. They'll buy the Team Ariana shirts, but I don't know if they would buy a Sandoval shirt with Tom and Tom and Raquel's face on it. Yeah, I hope Kristen Doty comes to annihilate them. So as far as I've heard, Kristen Doty has not signed a contract. She's not signed a release agreement. She was around while they were filming over this past week. So it's unclear whether or not Kristen Doty will be back in the mix for sure or not. She also said she missed James Payne for everything. Yeah, I don't think Raquel has money. For parents' money, they certainly weren't really sharing it with her. So, all right. That's all I got for you guys. Like I said, get your Sandoval new wine name. That would be so fun. Get your tickets to my live show, No Filter Night Out with the Brav Bros in Philly, April 27th. You can get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. And if you want to get your Team Ariana shirts, they're available right now at justplainzack.com/shop. Use code Rachel for 20% off this week only. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. There's no book club tonight. No book club tonight. I have to go and get my hair bleached. There will be no book club tonight, but we will pick up book club. Maybe we'll do book club this Friday instead. TBD. So I figured I would give you a little bit of a live here and now. Yeah, but there will be a new episode on the podcast recapping everything that'll drop on Wednesday. And then we'll go live again Thursday night and we will be covering all of this. You can keep up with me always at Just Plain Zack all over the internet. That is my handle at Just Plain Zack. Or you can follow for all the latest reality TV tea at No Filter with Zack on the Instagram. Go and follow at No Filter with Zack. I give updates on stories and reels, and all of the news as it's breaking always gets updated there first before it goes out on the YouTube or on the podcast. So you can listen and subscribe to hashtag No Filter with Zack Peter every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all podcast platforms, and leave me a nice Apple podcast review because I love that validation. All right, guys, I have to go and get my hair bleached. I'm getting rid of these roots. I'm going to be a fresh bitch to cover the rest of all of this Sandoval drama. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.